Señoras y señores, what is going on? It is your boy, El Parcero Philly, of all things sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Today, as you guys can clearly tell, we are talking about the Philadelphia Phillies, who got done the second game of this three-game series against the Washington Nationals down in D.C. The Phillies would take care of business against the Nationals, beating the Nats 3-2 with the final score. And truly, the story of this game was the pitching stepped up. And that is crazy for me to say, and it is crazy to hear coming out of my mouth. Before we dive into this game, guys, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help to continue the growth of your favorite Parcero. And don't forget that El Parcero Philly is a proud member of Philly Sports Network. Head on over to PSN for all your Philly sports needs. That is right, guys. Again, Phillies beating the Washington Nationals 3-2. They no matter what happens, the Phillies have won the series. Another great win here for the Phillies after losing the Atlanta Braves series, losing the doubleheader to the Blue Jays. This was definitely and absolutely what the Phillies needed here. And I talked about this was the perfect opportunity for the Phillies to kind of turn around their season. Bryce Harper, always going back to DC, is always going to mean something no matter what happens with the rest of his career. And this is obviously kind of like a heated rival, if especially over the past couple years. Obviously, Jason Worth kind of spurred the little hate that was going on between the two. Bryce Harper coming to Philly really has really surged the hate. And of course, the Nationals winning their World Series last year. Congrats to them, of course. But that did spur a lot of hate as well. A lot of Nats fans, love bringing up the fact that they won a World Series without Bryce Harper, and the Phillies fans, well, you know how we are. So this was a perfect opportunity for the Phillies to turn it around. And in this game, it was low scoring. The hitting, honestly, they just did enough. It wasn't like the crazy, multi-run game, multi-hit game, couple home runs. No, it wasn't that, but it was a pitching performance. I guess we would say it wasn't a pitching duel, but a pitching performance. I want to talk about, talk about the pitching. I want to start off with, of course, our starter, our ace, Mr. Aaron Nola. To me, he needed a good performance. Now, if you guys remember last Friday down in Atlanta, Aaron Nola went up to the mound, and he had by far his worst performance I've seen in a while, honestly. He only pitched 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 4 earned runs off of 6 hits on Friday night against Atlanta. And Girardi pulled him out, obviously, right before the end of the second inning. And Aaron Nola, whatever, all the great pitchers have performances like that. This is Major League Baseball. That's bound to happen. But what you wanted to see as a Phillies fan is how Aaron Nola would respond to that performance. Could he possibly bounce back from that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Nola absolutely did. And he proved to you, if he really didn't need to prove it already, but he proved to you that he is an absolute ace in Major League Baseball. On this day, Aaron went 7 innings deep. He allowed 5 hits only. He had 2 earned runs, and he had 8 strikeouts. Now, this to me is more like it. This to me is more like an Aaron Nola performance, and that is what you absolutely love to see. And the best part about it, guys, bottom of the second, Aaron Nola going up against Juan Soto, the leadoff hitter in that inning. And Aaron Nola allows a home run to Juan Soto, a solo home run to Juan Soto. Now, Juan Soto missed the beginning of the season with COVID, but obviously has bounced back, and he's playing really, really well. The best hitter for the Nats. You give up a home run to Juan Soto. That, to me, was the moment right there, because we just talked about the performance he had in Atlanta. You allow the Nats to get the lead in the bottom of the second inning, and Aaron Nola bounced back after that. He only would allow one more run in, but the 8 strikeouts. The 7th inning, his last inning, was the best inning out of them all. He went up to the mound with conviction, and he only threw 13 pitches he threw in that 7th inning, and that was it for his day. Now, I know you guys want to see Aaron Nola play that complete game, especially when he's going 7 innings deep and he looks the way he did. But like Girardi says, it's not about the now, it's about the later. There's aspirations for this team to make the playoffs down the line. And is it really, you really need to put Aaron Nola out there for those final 2 innings? No. And you're going to see that was the best option for the Phillies and Joe Girardi. Now, Aaron Nola's done. 7 innings complete. Great game. But as a Phillies fan, the one thing that we always worry about when the starting pitcher leaves the game is, what's the bullpen going to do? Well, guys, the bullpen actually stepped it up. I was so ecstatic. I was so excited because this bullpen has been driving me absolutely up the wall this season. You know, the Bruce Irvins of the world, the De Los Guerras of the world. I'm done with that. But in this game, we only saw 2 pitchers come in. Tommy Hunter would pitch the 8th and set up Brandon Workman, who would pitch in the 9th. Now, Tommy Hunter has, you know what? In the past couple outings, Tommy Hunter has been really solid and has been the free agent we thought that we would get from him. And in this inning, in that one inning he pitched, in that 8th inning, he would only have 1 strikeout, but he allowed no hits, and he got the job done, and he would set up Brandon Workman, who, look, let's be real, Brandon Workman did not start his Phillies career on the right track, right? But 2 nights ago, he gets his first save. Last night, he gets his second save. And in this game, he only allowed 2 hits and he had 2 strikeouts. And he got the job done. And honestly, I think that Brandon is starting to get the feel for it. Coming to a new. I know baseball is one of those sports where like muscle memory really comes into play, right? Like it's a pretty straightforward game, right? But you still have to get adjusted with your new team. You're throwing with a new catcher and you're in a new environment and a new dugout. Those are things you still have to adjust to, and people don't sometimes seem to forget that. But I think that Brandon is starting to get it. This is 2 back-to-back saves, and he had some conviction up on the mound. So I'm feeling good about Brandon Workman, if we're being completely honest. Now, like I said, hitting they weren't the reason we won this game, honestly, but you still got to hit the ball. You still got to drive in runs. And I think, to me, this hitting for the Phillies got the job done here. There's a couple players I want to highlight here. Andrew McCutchen. He, to me, stood out because I feel like this year it's been a kind of a decline from what we saw last year from Andrew McCutchen before his injury last season. And I kind of wondered, is Andrew's injury going to decline him? Because beginning of this year, it wasn't the same Andrew that we saw last year. And in this game, he did his job. He went 3 for 5 on this day, and the most important line is that he got on base 3 times. And as a leadoff guy, the most important thing when you're a leadoff in Major League Baseball is you need to get on the base. And he absolutely did that on this day. And I love to see that from Andrew McCutchen, and that's really what you want to see going forward. But, of course, guys, you've heard me plenty of times. I want Roman Quinn to be our leadoff guy. Honestly, guys, I really do want Roman Quinn to be our leadoff guy because no one runs bases better than Roman Quinn runs bases. However, Roman Quinn's problem is his batting, which honestly is improving, which I'll get to in a second. And defensively, at times this season, he's been a liability out in center field or in the outfield in general. So if Roman can improve upon that on those 2 aspects, come on, Joe. Let's see him at the leadoff position. But his hitting stats not too far off from Mr. Andrew McCutchen. Roman Quinn this season, he's batting with a 250 batting average. He's got an OBP of 286 and an OPS of 699. While Andrew McCutchen has a 258 batting average, he's got a 307 OBP and a 662 OPS. You be the judge, guys. Well, obviously, for right now, we will stay status quo with McCutchen as the leadoff guy. And Roman's doing his thing. Roman's doing his thing when he's got his opportunities. He's making the best of it. I want to continue seeing a little bit of that. One person, though, that I'm done with, I'm fed up, I'm ready to just give up on, is Scott Kingery. Kingery, again, another bad performance. Every Phillies hitter in this starting lineup got a hit on Wednesday night. Guess who didn't get a hit? You guessed it, Scott Kingery. And he's batting like around 100 this season, and he looks lost. I think the only thing that's really saving Kingery from actually getting at-bats is the fact that defensively, he's really hard to just absolutely bench. We talk about the game 1 against Atlanta last Friday where he had that crazy catch. I forget who he got out, but he went up the wall, slammed against the wall, and got the out. And it's plays like that that's keeping Kingery in the starting lineup. But when you're batting the way he's batting right now, how do you keep him in? And obviously the injury to Jay Bruce is keeping him in this lineup as well. Adam Hazley just got activated again, so it's going to take some time for him to get acclimated again to everyday play. But Kingery is in a dark spot. Can Joe actually get him out of it, or do we have to make some tough decisions on a promising prospect that we thought he would be Dustin Pedroia, right? That's all I heard when he was coming up, is that this is the next Pedroia. I'm not seeing that, guys. I'm truly and honestly not seeing that. All right, the last bit I want to talk about before we sign off, Joe Girardi. If it's not enough that he's got my heart as a Phillies fan, Joe got his 1,000th win last night as a manager in his career. You know, Joe Girardi is, to me, one of the best managers that we have in today's day and age. You know, what he did with the Marlins, what was that, back in 04? Or no, I'm sorry, back in 06, when he got one of the lowest payrolls in baseball and took the Marlins on almost making it to the playoffs. They were literally last day they had an opportunity to make the playoffs and they didn't. He did a fantastic job there, and obviously Jeffrey Loria, the owner of the Marlins, the former owner of the Marlins, is an absolute bonehead, and Girardi made the right decision of leaving. We all know what he did with the Yankees. Now I know you might think that managing the Yankees is like a breeze, but you still have to be able to control all those personalities that's in the Yankees dugout, and he did that. And now he's with the Phillies. This is probably going to be one of his toughest jobs to do. You know, we talked about the bullpen. Despite having Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, sometimes his hitting could be suspect, but they're starting to get it. And I think that Joe's starting to get to this team. And the best part about it was, if you watch the press conference with Joe after the game, him getting emotional about, the Bryce Harper speech that Bryce had about the game, joking around his first inning bunt. That was pretty great. But just seeing Joe Girardi get emotional, and you can truly sense and feel that he has an appreciation and a love for this team. And I absolutely love that. The chemistry these guys have going on right now is special. And no matter what sport it is, whether we're talking about baseball, football, soccer, basketball, or hockey, team chemistry can trump a lot. So we will see what happens with these Phillies. But right now I'm at a great spot with the Phillies. However, tonight, at 6:37, we were scheduled to have the final game of the series, but it was just announced seconds before me hopping on this camera that the game is being postponed. Obviously, if you guys are not aware what's going on around the world or around this country especially, the continued police brutality has really gotten to a point where the athletes of the 5 major sports really starting to take some stances. The NBA boycotting playoff games, the MLS boycotting games. We've seen other Major League Baseball games getting postponed as well. No word from the NHL yet, but the Phillies and the Nationals decided, and I believe that Major League Baseball as well decided to postpone tonight's game. Now, obviously, as you guys can tell by my shirt, I am 100% on board with this. Something has to change, and if athletes are getting tired of this, and by boycotting games, it's showing a message here. And people, it's crazy that even after boycotting games, people still are not understanding this. It is what it is. This is not, my channel is not about politics, and this isn't about politics. These are basic human rights. And I'm standing by the Phillies and Major League Baseball, MLS, NHL, NFL, NBA, whatever league it is, whatever Phillies sport and team it is, I stand by it because this is the right thing to do. Guys, that's all I got for you today. In the comments below, let's talk about this game. What were your takeaways from the Phillies in Game 2 against the Nats? What do you see them doing in the rest of the week here? I'm feeling good. This is now 3 straight wins. I'm getting excited over the Phils. Is it too much for me to get excited for the Phils on a 3-game winning streak? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much again for watching, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help continue the growth of El Parcero Philly. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys to ring that damn bell. Ring it. Let's go, baby. I'll talk to you soon.